Oh, it's recording. You want to do
Let's do it.
it? Okay.
Shooting the shit with M and Mao.
How
How
are
you doing,
you?
man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am drinking wine.
Right. It's election day. Decision 2020. Boom, boom.
Vision 2020. I'm here in Brooklyn.
Listening to the news.
I know I can't. I tried earlier, and my anxiety got so high that I just had to listen to some smooth jazz.
Oh, okay.
Had-
But did you vote though?
oh, I voted yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
of course. In person?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I,
You?
I'm over here in the Bay Area trying to keep my head. Of course I voted. I voted by mail. I always vote by mail. Dropped it off like a week and a half ago to make sure. And I tracked my ballot and did all that stuff. So they are going to count my vote. I'm in Cali though, so
Yeah. I have to see that my vote was counted. Like I had to see it.
well, we dropped it in the drop box or
Oh,
whatever. So I mean, I don't know how much more legit that is, but it feels better than
the
just
real
putting it in the mail.
Dropbox?
I know you heard what they were doing over here. They're fake boxes.
Yes.
So surviving the day, huh? They're gonna start bringing out some results soon, right? What time is it over there?
It is 6:30 Eastern time today, Tuesday time. Today, Tuesday, November 3rd.
Well, I've been watching stuff, and I've been on Facebook.
So what's
Stupid
going
me.
on?
Nothing. You know, they hype up stuff, and they hype stuff up so much, and it seems like it's going like seamlessly. I think because so many people voted early. I mean, I feel like this election, they say it every year. This is the election of our lifetimes. This is the
Yeah.
consequential election. And every year you kind of feel it, but I think there's something about this year that people are really feeling.
Yeah. I'm hoping people learn their lesson. And because I feel like the media, everyone was so nonchalant last time.
Uh,
They just thought they had it in the bag. I remember Brian Blair being like, oh, yeah, well, Hillary's going to win. Like, dude, Alec Baldwin was like, well, we don't know who's going to win. I'm like, yeah, we don't know.
I
Like,
mean,
you
we
don't.
never know who's going to win.
Yeah. You don't want to get too
Um,
confident. So
no.
I think you need to scare the shit out of people in
Mm.
order to make them get up and vote.
Well, I
So
think
whenever,
after, the past 3.5 years, 4 years, people pretty scared shitless, I think,
yeah,
because stuff has been going crazy. I mean, I really feel like of all the things to have happened, a pandemic, with the subsequent economy crash, you've got North Korea testing I mean, all this stuff going on, and we got this guy in the office.
yeah.
So I think people are freaked out, you know.
And
Um,
I just heard, I don't know, I can't, I need to fact check, but I just heard that England is going into a second lockdown. Is that true?
yeah, I'm a little bit of a gamer nerd.
Mm.
So chatting on Discord earlier today, one of my friends is in England, and she said, yeah, I mean, it was driving her crazy because they had an election too. She said they were voting too. It's kind of weird because we always just think about our own little bubble, but I mean, everybody else is having elections. It's kind of scary to see what's going on, in other parts of the world. But yeah, another lockdown. I mean, people need to take this seriously.
Yeah. Did you
Um,
see France and Paris and people were trying to escape? It was insane. There were cars for, I
well,
think
we
they,
can't even do that.
yeah, where are you going to go? I mean,
Yeah,
there's no,
nobody wants us. Our
yeah.
passport doesn't mean anything anymore. Nobody wants us.
Right? I used to joke around. I said, traveling is the closest I'll ever get to feeling like a white person.
Oh,
Because
Lord.
when you
Woo.
travel as an American, people really cater to you. They really
Mhm.
cater to you. That passport gets you in. You don't need to get an extra visa. And you kind of, and I was like, oh, I can understand this privilege. Yeah, this feels good.
You travel a lot too. I would live
So,
through you. I got three little babies keeping me at home.
oh,
So
man.
it's like,
Dude, I'd be traveling with, come on, y'all.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy to see that is, I didn't travel as well. You know this, like back in the day, I never traveled. So when I finally had the chance and I started to get on a stride with traveling, then we get the lockdown. And I had
Hmm.
just gotten the global entry and everything. And so I'm feeling trapped and it feels scary. Like there's nowhere to go. If,
Yeah.
if shit blows up, if shit hits the fan, where am I going to go?
And that brings us back to today. So do you enjoy politics? Are you a political person?
No, I don't like politics. I follow them, but I don't really get into the
How are
weeds
we friends? I
because
live
I
for it.
follow it enough. But
I love it.
I just feel like it's all I don't know. I just feel like it's all a scam. It's just like, how are the Republicans so strategic? Like, I admire the Republicans. I don't care what anyone says because they have a goal and they know how to achieve it. Democrats waffle. They're so scared. And a friend of mine, I don't know if it was you, no, another friend of mine made a point and said the difference is because Republicans are pretty much linear. They have the same beliefs. It's like we hate everyone and we want money. Whereas liberals are so diverse, you get such a variety of beliefs that there's no consensus. And so I think that's the problem. That's why they can't get together and really form an agenda and move it forward. Like, they didn't have any strategy. Like, what happened back in what was it, in 2012, or was it
Merrick
2012?
Garland.
Yeah.
The bullshit is what happened there. Because obviously we play by two different rules when it's, you know, tables are turned.
You create your own reality. And I think that's what everything always boils down to, it seems, is everything is a construct. So are you willing to fight and go through and see what happens? The worst thing that can happen is that everyone can say no and you could get voted down, but at least you tried. Like,
Yeah, I think that's what we're on the precipice of, like an awakening. I really feel
I agree.
like a huge awakening. And I think I always say this, I've been saying this a lot when people are like, oh, how are you doing with the, quarantining and all this stuff? And it's like, it's very disorienting because you're used to living your life, having your routines, and it's just been shaken up. I mean, there's people protesting, destroying their cities and towns, and people say what they say about that. But for me, it seems like it's people reacting to something so horrific. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, well, they're just thugs and hoodlums and they're destroying property. Oh, property, like you are destroying lives. And this is a reaction to that. So when there's, social unrest over racial issues, or people dying because they can't get PPE and they got to go to work and they're wearing the same stuff 3-4 days in a row, like stuff like that is ridiculous. And I don't understand how people on the right are so deep in their tribalism. I mean, everybody is now, but so deep in their tribalism that they can't see the hurt in someone else and know that something has to change, that you can't support the current constructs that are perpetuating this.
But I'll challenge you because I understand what you're saying, but I feel like we all do this at a different level. For instance, I became vegan. I can't imagine how people can murder can murder an animal and eat it. Like, that's disgusting to me. That is a life. And so maybe they see Black people on that same level of an animal. It's like,
well, I mean, we already know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
Black people are 3/5 of a person.
You're not a real person. As long as you're not a real person, it's okay for me to treat you however I want. And my property will always supersede any rights of yours. My property is more valuable.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Cheers to that. Nasty, terrible.
What are you drinking?
Margarita and a coffee. I have to do that. People can't know what I'm doing. So
yeah, that's the soccer mom thing. I read about that.
Yes. Soccer mom, quarantine mom. What do you have?
Sauvignon Blanc.
Fancy. Yeah. Check that out.
Good. It's like twist off too. I was like, okay.
Yeah, me and corks are not doing well. I've been drinking a lot of wine lately, and there's been so much cork in my wine.
Oh no, I recommend this. It's called the Rabbit or something, and you just
I'm sure it is, girl. The Rabbit. Get out of here with that. That ain't no Rabbit.
It is. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I don't even want to know. So, are you new to politics in the sense that, like, now it's like something that you follow regularly, or have you? I mean,
girl, why are you talking to me like we ain't never met?
I don't know. I'm asking you questions for the people that we hope will be listening to this at some point.
I'm not new to politics. I actually used to be Republican. I grew up in the South.
Rewind, what?
Yeah, you know this. I used to be Republican as a kid. I decided I couldn't vote.
That doesn't count. You're a child.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't vote, but my belief system.
You don't know?
My belief system, and even when we met, I was still a little Republican.
When was that? 2005.
Talk about that. Like, we would be like, yeah, I'm kind of Republican. Hey, don't tell people my business. I was still kind of on the fence, from Texas. So I was like, give me my guns and everything. I'm still like that, but
Do you have guns?
not yet. I don't live in a state that's really gun friendly, but I'm moving to one soon. So,
Okay.
but yeah, military, like when we were in school, we would go to rallies and it would be music and everything. And they'd be like, yakety yak, bomb Iraq. Like, this is what,
Oh
and I thought it
my.
was funny. Like the brainwashing that, like, people don't know the brainwashing that goes on. Like, can
And
you
you were
believe?
you were shouting that with the rest of them,
And I
huh?
was shocked and I was like, yakety yak, bomb Iraq.
Wow. See, I grew up very differently then.
I was pro
Uh-huh.
Thomas, and I was like, "How dare Anita Hill? She's a traitor. She's trying to get this black man not to get on the Supreme." And I'm like, "Thank God I was a child because I hate Clarence Thomas."
Or just there's another awakening, the Me Too and all of that. Like there's all these movements converging right now, and it's kind of
It's just that people are finally. It's like an abusive relationship has finally come to an end. We're like the end of that Lifetime movie where the girl gets that energy and is just like, "F it all, I'm gonna get my life back."
Mhm.
That's where we are.
It's
It's
Joe
like,
from Facts of Life.
yeah, I don't even know what
Usually
that was.
her.
What about you, girl?
Oh, we probably couldn't have been more different. How are we such good friends and we like such different? I mean, my dad is a Vietnam vet, whatever, but he's
Mine
very
too.
liberal, very very
Mine,
liberal.
yeah, mine.
And he and I are of the same political mind. He's, I mean, you know this. He's black. My mom is Filipino. She immigrated here in the late '70s, and she's pretty liberal too. Conservatively, though, I don't know if that makes sense. Her big issues are around immigration because she immigrated here, so she has something.
Is
But
it like I got here and you need to get here the right way or what?
there's a little bit of that, but
Mm.
I think also within the last 3.5 years, there's been a lot going on that she's like, that ain't all right.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
Yeah.
These are children. These are families seeking asylum. That's a whole different thing. But she takes a lot of pride in her citizenship and how she got here. But she's very understanding of people's desire to get here and the lengths you will go through
I
to
would
give your
love to
kids a
hear
future.
I would love to hear like what the American dream is. And the only thing I can think of is that we have a right to speak. We have freedom of speech. And I think that's the only difference because like in the Philippines, you say something, you could get killed. Like it's not like that
It's
here.
crazy right now, I feel like.
And then like as black people, we can't even go to Africa. We're going to get slaughtered. So there's really no safety net. And I think that's part of the anxiety. It's like you never are allowed to feel safe. I don't know what safety feels like to just, I call it waiting to exhale. Like I can't imagine.
Mhm.
That's just safety. I'm safe and secure. I don't even know what it feels like.
I don't even know if that's
Exists.
a thing. So anyway, so I take my politics from my dad mostly. I can remember, I think my first political memory is I was in third grade and we were watching the Dukakis and Bush debates in class, which is kind of a weird thing for a third grade class to be doing. I don't know, but I remember being so like into it, hearing my dad talk about stuff.
Yep.
And I got detention because I took my scrunchie out of my hair and I flung it at Bush on the TV in the class and I got in trouble.
Oh, I was a Bush
Uh,
fan.
I was a little rebel. Yeah, well, so I mean,
And I was like, Dukakis, his wife drank alcohol out. I didn't even know. Like, she drank mouthwash, and that was my. I was like, see, you got to go with Bush. Dukakis, his wife is drinking.
oh no, not that.
I'm like a little kid. I have no idea. Like,
I mean, don't let us talk about what people's wives are doing now.
right? Exactly. Who or who? But yeah, I used to be super political. I ran for vice president of my freshman class.
Okay.
And I think I lost, but they felt sorry for me because I was such a dork. Like I walked around with the board, like vote for me. So we co-chaired.
You were
So
not a dork.
I was definitely a dork. Yeah. And so we co-chaired. So there were two VPs for student council in ninth
Oh
grade.
wow.
I did speech and debate. And I just knew I was one of those kids who wanted to be president. So I went to studied government, went to law school. And then I said, wait, I don't want to do this. With great power comes great responsibility.
Right. Okay.
But hey, look at Trump. He's just like wing it. I have to give him credit in that he believes in himself and he has
Mm-mm.
like he can manifest. And I believe in manifestation. So
I think if you I don't know,
If you're crazy enough, you can believe in anything.
Part of it's like, is he doing this intentionally, or is he just like a product of some delusion? You know what I mean? Like, and he's
I think
just,
it's a combination, and he's also a puppet. You have to remember that.
oh yeah. Whatever he's doing, he's successful at it. I mean, I keep hearing the emperor has no clothes. It's that idea that if he believes in, everybody buys into it, whatever. But I mean, it's things are coming to light now. I mean, things are getting real. People are, feeling the effects on their lives. They're seeing him for who he is. I think a lot of people were hungry for change, um, to steal Obama's tagline or whatever, but they wanted something different. They thought he'd be able to bring that change, and he brought some change, but I don't think it's what people were looking for. I mean, a lot of things he promised he didn't deliver on.
And a lot of things he promised he did deliver on too. So
Yeah, but I think that especially for the Obama voters, the white working class that have switched over and voted for him, they're not getting what they thought they were going to
yeah.
get.
And I just don't understand it. And I just don't understand America because we just don't have basic human rights. Like, why do we have, there should be a basic minimum wage, a basic wage. People shouldn't have to worry about health care and things like that. But we make these issues because we want to fund big pharma and insurance companies and all of this stuff. And it's just like, the bottom line is all that matters. These people worship money, human lives. And I think this is what the disconnect is this is why I don't protest. I'm not, as a Black woman, I'm not going to go protest because you obviously aren't listening to me anyway in the first place. And I need people who are allies to go and represent. If you really care, you have the value, you have the voice. Go represent. Let me be safe. I'm just kidding. Let me be safe in my box. But there's a disconnect because people think that people value them. That's like me being vegan and thinking like when you're eating your burger, oh my God, it's a cow. Why are you eating this burger? And you're like, oh, this is good. Like you don't give, you don't care. Like, so I think it's the same disconnect. Like they want people to care, but these people truly do not care.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. I feel like I am finally getting to that point. I think for a lot of my life, I don't know what it is, but I've always dated Republican. I've always been surrounded by Republican friends. I think it was just my upbringing and where I grew up. And I'm starting to come to a whole lot of realizations that are troubling to me, as far as having race discussions with friends or having, class, or like just right now, access to education, and with the distance learning and the disconnect between lower income families that don't have reliable internet, things like, I mean, something basic as internet, like people don't understand that that's impacting lives like on a big level. But I'm also on the flip side having an issue with liberal, for the most part, white women that are almost overly zealous about racial equality. And I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know if it's
The
an
need to feel good
apology.
about themselves.
Right. It almost feels like feminism in general. Like this
It's
cause
always
has been
exclusive.
taken. It's been taken and they're running with it, and they're anti-racism and diversity and inclusion and equality and all this, in the schools. Being on like a committee I was on, being the only person with brown skin. There were other women of color, maybe three of us, but on the committee, it's a very strange feeling. The feeling of having an ally is great, but feeling like you are not in charge of your own protest or your own message. I mean, that's another disorienting thing that I'm having an issue with, but
That's so funny. See, you're like, you're not in charge. I'm like, yeah, y'all go do it.
yeah, well, I don't like having people speak for me. I'm not someone who would, I mean, you know what, I would go out and protest. But I don't for a variety of reasons. But
It's
I
like
don't,
if I can't go to a concert, I'm not going to a protest
for COVID reasons.
for COVID
That was
reasons.
talking
It's
about,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like I'm going to go. It's basically a concert. I'm packed around people. We're hollering and
Yeah, I'm
screaming.
not trying to do that.
Yeah, like I don't get it. And you tell me as a Black woman that I am at risk, and
Mm-hmm.
now you tell me to go out and Nah, Mm-mm. Not today.
But there's a vaccine coming.
Right. I will not be. I will not be
A guinea
a
pig.
test. Yeah.
No.
Any results coming in?
I don't know. I'm not watching.
I'm going to be watching something like 90 Day Fiance. I'm not.
Oh.
I don't have the. My anxiety is way too high. I literally cannot function. So I am not.
I have anxiety issues too, and I feel like for me, I need information. For me, my anxiety is calmed by information and charts and graphs, and I need to see visuals. I need to see vote tallies coming in. I need to have that organization to feel like I'm in control, because again, I don't like people speaking for me. I don't like people telling me what to do.
But it's so funny that you say that, because that's the problem with mankind, is the need to control. It's a false belief that we control things. I do it myself. I've done it with food and dieting and like things like that. There's a need. We have an innate need to control. And so when you tell me I can't wear a mask, that's
No,
why people are protesting, because they have a need to control. Everyone wants to control. It's hard to let go.
I feel like people aren't thinking. Like I feel a great sense of calm when I can control things. Like, and this is going to sound so trivial, but like menu planning for my family, getting my kids' activities together. This is the day I do laundry. Like, this is literally how
That's
my
very
life,
calming. Can you
right?
teach me how to do that? Because
Yes, girl, I will set up your schedule,
I
your plan. I will mail you a planner with little tabs and stickers.
need
Like,
it.
that's how I need to get through my
It
day.
makes me
Otherwise,
feel
it's
good
chaos.
when I do that, but it's hard
Right.
for me to continue to do.
But I also use my brain when it comes to bigger things like, hey, if I need to wear a mask and not leave my house for a month so that we can live, then I will stay my ass inside my house. I will wear a mask. I will sanitize. I will do all those things. You are not infringing on my rights. Everybody's right to live
Mm-hmm.
trumps my ability to go get a haircut.
Yeah.
So I can cede control. I can definitely cede control when something huge is at
But
stake.
that's the thing, you have to believe it's huge. But if you believe it's a hoax, and if no one around you has been impacted by it, then you're just living in delusion. Like, you're just like, oh, it doesn't exist. And I've witnessed it. And did you
Mm-hmm.
watch Borat? Did you see Borat?
I don't see what the big hype was about that. We watched that because we do movie nights. I've told you whatever. So that was our movie last week, and we watched it. And for a good chunk of the movie, I don't know
Yeah,
if I'm
part of
getting
it was.
old
Yeah.
because the first Borat was hilarious to me.
Oh,
But
I never liked it. I never liked either, but I see what he's doing, and he's
yeah,
criticizing these people.
yeah, it's
And
it's
so,
it's a different kind of comedy.
yeah,
And I do see he's putting people on blast, but it was also like
some of it was just inappropriate and
tasteless. Yeah, like
tasteless. I agree. And I was just
the
like, why?
debutante ball and the dance. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That I don't
yeah,
even.
that was disgusting.
Yeah,
But they hate those people so much, they were trolling him. So it's like, I was like, okay, well, I'll take.
I
I'll
can
take.
I can respect the troll.
Like I said, I didn't like Borat or anything like that. I just thought it was tasteless, or just didn't. It just wasn't for me. It's doomsday. I'm like, it's doomsday. What else? And then I actually thought to myself, if the world ends today, really, this is how I ended it, watching Borat.
So what are you gonna do tonight, tomorrow? Then I was like, man, I need to watch Idiocracy again or something because I feel like if things go certain, you haven't seen Idiocracy?
Is that Bill Maher?
No, Idiocracy is. It's got Dax Shepard in it and Maya
Yeah.
Rudolph. It's a real stupid movie about the dumbing down of America.
Yeah, with Dax Shepard in it, I would say so.
No, it's like real dumb. You need to watch this. Like tonight, like your
I was like,
homework.
didn't he get famous from Jackass or something? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know, but you need to watch this movie
Okay.
because it's got Terry Crews. I mean, it's
Sounds like an idiocracy the way you said it, except for Maya Rudolph. So
it's gonna hurt you to watch. Like it's painful to watch. It's got Owen Wilson's brother. What's his name? Not Russell Wilson. That's the quarterback. No, the blonde one's Owen. The one with the brown hair is
Owen
Luke.
Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
Okay, I don't even. It doesn't even.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he's in it too, and it's just really about stupid people and how America.
I mean, you just have to turn on the news to see that all of the undecided voters. How are
You
you
gotta step out your door.
Yeah,
they're out. They're safe to be out and stupid or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, may watch that. I don't know. Do you have any predictions?
I do not.
No.
I do not.
I had a girlfriend text me yesterday. She's like, I'm so anxious. Like, what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. And I was just like, I have no answer. I don't even. 2016 shook me up so bad because how. I don't understand how it happened. And I remember watching the returns come in on that, for that election, and I was just
Yeah, tell me
stunned.
about it. Where were you? Like, what was the scene? Set it up. What
I
happened?
was at home. My daughter's birthday is around election time. Usually she's born in the beginning of November. So I think my in-laws and my parents were at our house. My parents, obviously Democrats. My in-laws are Republicans. My husband is a former Republican, libertarian
Woo, woo.
meaning something. Um, so we have a very interesting household.
Yes.
Um, but I went upstairs to watch because I didn't want to watch in mixed company because I just don't like to do politics. Like it's exhausting for me. Um,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
the
That's
the
way
uh,
better
the
than because I
polite
don't understand.
conversation with family versus like if I wasn't related to you or didn't know you, I could be real. But like we are
You
connected
have to be polite. Yeah,
right.
I've done that. I have to do that with people.
Um, and sometimes I can't control what happens on my face. So I went upstairs and I watched, and I was just shocked and stunned um, as the results were coming in. And I remember watching everybody at the Javits Center waiting for her to speak, and for me, I wasn't as invested in her as I was in Barack Obama, but I knew it would be historical and I knew it would be something amazing. Not so much about her as a person, although I do think she was overqualified compared to everybody else I've ever seen run for
She was
president.
overquiet and she lacked a level of empathy that she needed. And I mean, Trump completely lacks empathy, but somehow
But he has a personality to make up.
yeah,
He
he has
didn't
a
have an
person.
extra charisma.
She was just like she didn't have that charisma
She
that
knew
Hillary
that.
had.
She
Yeah,
said that. She
but
knows.
she didn't even do the effort. Like she skipped some states and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think they took a lot of things for granted.
And I think that's part of why polling is bullshit
Yeah,
and all these pundits talking is bullshit because I don't know who was in her campaign talking to her about whatever, but if they had the same data and information that all the rest of us were being fed, then maybe she did have a sense of, what, and she had like the health issue, which was a whole nother, oh my gosh. Um, but
oh yeah, when she passed out.
girl, they threw her in a van.
Yeah, I
Did you
remember.
see that? That's a bad look. That's
It was
bad.
like, what?
So yeah, so I watched it and I was down. I was upset after. I wasn't crying and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely drank a lot and I was definitely questioning a lot of things and wondering what the hell, like Donald Trump is president.
Yeah, like I just had a feeling, and I was in London at the time,
Mm.
so it like I would wake up in the middle of the night and check, and it was like, oh, they can't too close to call. I can't. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I would wake up, and it was still like. Then he started getting ahead, and I was like, what the?
What is happening?
And
Yeah.
then I was trembling. I'll never forget, and that was the fear I had. And then like when coronavirus came, it was like the manifestation of that fear. I just knew like it was something in my soul that felt like if he became president, I know he didn't cause coronavirus, that's not what I'm saying, but he mismanaged it. And
Yeah.
it's when I think about it, I think, gosh, that's the manifestation of that fear. I was shaking in my bed. I'll never forget. I woke up the next morning and it was like, what? Donald Trump is president? And then I'm in another country. And so all these people are like, oh, yeah, you guys voted for Donald Trump. Yeah. I'm like, oh, God, I don't really want to talk about it, people. Just leave me alone. And so that's why I say I'm not really into, obviously, I'm aware and I follow politics, but I just don't really like to discuss it. It's just really a sensitive topic, especially like that. That was traumatizing.
See, I didn't have that kind of reaction. It just
Yeah,
felt like a gut punch, like a
yeah, I had a visceral reaction. Just
and it's almost maybe not even so much for Hillary, but just like after a president like Barack Obama, and he wasn't perfect, but there was to go from one extreme to the complete opposite
yeah.
and have somebody who very clearly has some kind of inferiority complex or something because he's trying to erase everything that the first black president has done.
He planted the seed with the birther and the
Yes.
first.
And he's
Yeah.
trying to make it as if he never happened,
Mm-hmm.
that Obama was never president.
Didn't he support Hillary Clinton? So this is why I feel
Yeah,
like
he used
he's
to be
just,
a Democrat,
yeah, I feel like he's a troll. He's just an opportunist, and he saw
obviously.
he saw an opportunity to, and so it's like I can't be mad at him. He probably
I can.
donates to dinner. Like, who knows? Like, I don't trust him. He's a very weird person, but I feel like he's an opportunist. He does whatever benefits him. But his daughter, did you see? Like, his daughter had a whole gala for Barack Obama, a fundraiser. So I'm like, these people are all in cahoots, and there's some kind of, I have to Google it and fact check me if I'm wrong, but there's some kind of report that shows how all of the presidents are related, like somehow, like the
6 degrees
DNA.
of separation. Oh, DNA.
Yeah, they are all DNA related,
Illuminati. Okay.
right? Even the black one with one, like, come on,
Well, he's
man.
half.
But I
So,
said one, like he has one white parent, and he's still related to all of them too.
so what are you gonna do if Joe Biden wins?
Wait and see what happens. I mean, I'm not a Joe Biden fan. I voted for Bernie, and then when I didn't have a chance, I had no choice but to vote for Biden.
This is interesting. So you were a Republican and now you're a Bernie bro.
I don't know what I am. I'm libertarian. I think I think I'm liberal Quaker or something. The last time I took a test,
So Tess, a liberal
yeah.
Quaker.
I don't even know what it is. I was like, what is
Chuck
this?
butter or whatever, churn butter, shuck.
Wow, really?
I don't know. I think Quaker. I don't know what a Quaker is.
Yeah, I don't either. I read it. I was like, what is this? I don't really know what this means. I'm a liberal Quaker. Quaker. Hey, I'm moving to Pennsylvania. There you go. When I go to Pennsylvania, I think I'm gonna take the bar because it's like it's a 70% pass rate. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. What else? I can help people, these protesters, I might be needed, right? Big fish, a little pond. Like I said, I just at least want to be a lawyer to bail people out. Like that's like the bare minimum,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So anyway,
well, I mean, when they had the Muslim ban, because Trump did all these wonderful things. And I heard about lawyers rushing the airports and stuff to help. And it really made me feel bad because I wish I could. I mean, I'm a licensed attorney. I wish I could have helped somehow. I don't know immigration law or any of that stuff, but I just wish I could have used this knowledge or just this license, this ability to speak on the behalf of other people or to advocate for them.
It, because I'm sure there is, because that's like I was saying, like I'm like, if I just got to bail you out of jail, I guess, like whatever it takes.
Or just the kid. I mean, for me, it's like, I mean, as a mom now too, I like these children. You took them from their parents after a hell of a journey, I'm sure, traumatizing journey to get here, and then now they're alone and you don't know where their families are. What kind of stuff is that? I mean, at least be organized. You're gonna take somebody from their family. Can you give them a report number or like a?
But you don't matter, so why would I give you? You're just a body that is disposable. So what would a number
exactly matter? How they're viewed.
Yeah, exactly.
He speaks about people from S-hole countries and from
And then now look at us. We're the S-hole country,
right?
And I feel so trapped. It's like part of the fear and the anxiety. It's just like, I feel so trapped. Like there's no escape.
Well, we literally cannot go anywhere.
We can't go anywhere. I'm not from anywhere else. It's like I can't seek refuge anywhere else. I keep reaching out to Angela Merkel and Justin Trudeau, and they're ignoring me on social media. Save me. Save me.
So what if Trump gets reelected?
Honestly, I feel like if Trump gets reelected, we already been through 4 years, so we know what to expect. So we'll just be hopefully he'll have a Democratic Senate and Congress. So hopefully we'll see. But yeah, if he gets elected, then it's something I'm used to, and I think that's what those undecided people. It's like the devil, That's that wild card I'm scared about.
The wild card for me is when you have nothing else that you need to act right for. Like he doesn't have to worry about another reelection. He can do whatever he wants these next 4 years.
Well, he's going to. So just to clarify, he's going to do whatever he wants the next 3 months too. So don't forget.
That's another scary thing. If he loses, can you imagine? I mean, if he wins reelection, fine. It's just a continuation through 2024, whatever. But if he loses in that lame duck period, like what is he going to do?
A lot.
Aside from fight.
Executive orders, pardons, all of that. Ugh. Appointments, everything. It's going to be a mess. Well,
I guess we'll see.
Any last thoughts?
No, just if you don't hear from me for a while. It's because I found a way out, and I'm gonna come back for you.
Right? Yep.
Beam up. Oh my
Right?
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's watch. I don't know about you. I'm gonna be glued. You're gonna be watching
A 90 Day Fiance or Below Deck,
The Other Way. I haven't watched that yet. That's on my DVR.
Our Happily Ever. Oh yeah, The Other Way. I already watched it. That
Yes, I got to see what Brittany is doing, trying to destroy lives.
girl, there's a hashtag called Pray for Yazan, talking about they're trying to kill him because of
I love him.
her booty pictures.
Out there wearing bikinis upside down and stuff.
Right? All right, girl.
All right. Hey, thanks for listening to this special episode of Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. Our first official episode will drop Monday, January 4th, 2021. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. See y'all in 2021. Stay healthy.